Welcome to a happy new year. It is that time of the week. It is Monday afternoon. It is time for the ProView Weekly Rundown. I am Josh Bear Trap Brown. In the cave, as always, Jason Southwest Pole, and our man on assignment, Alden Balso Hardy-Awani. Alden, how you doing, buddy?
I thought we almost got canceled there for a second. You know, we were going in.
Going live and then commercials.
Now we're going in to our brand new year, 2021. Happy New Year's, everybody. Yeah, let's get into another show.
Yeah, brand new show. Lots to go over today. Jason, how was your New Year?
New Year's was fun. I mean, pretty uneventful. Didn't even make it to 12 o'clock. But with age comes more sleep.
Yeah, just sleeping all the time. That's how I do. I mean, sleep. I was up for midnight. I was probably asleep by 12:15. Alden, it looks like you're partying out there in New York City. How'd that go?
You know, it was a little weird with the social distancing, but still got to see a lot of things. You know, I thought it was interesting. I was watching the CNN broadcast of the event, and you know what? They were getting really loose for
Anderson Cooper was getting tossed.
Yeah, they were drinking on TV. I was like, is this even allowed?
I don't know. It's allowed, man. You knew they were like real shots because Anderson Cooper had the whiskey face or like the Jaeger face each time.
Yeah, definitely. But you know, it was a little different for sure. You know, I was waiting for reverse. What was that? 2000s when the computers reset.
Yeah, Y2K.
Y2K. I was waiting for the Y2K of 2020 because you know it's all the computers are at 2020. So 2021.
2021 would have blown them up. Hey, anything would have happened this year. I mean, hey.
Anything, and we wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised.
This week, you know, we got wrapped up in the NFL regular season. All 17 weeks completed. And you know that's gonna go into my my top 5 for this week. So let's go into that. Also Harvard University. Woo. So this week you know what? I decided instead of a top 5, why don't we just go through this NFL playoff bracket together, and we can kind of pick our games, go game by game, kind of seating and selection show style, doing, you know, going through the brackets. And what do you guys think about this field so far? What jumps off to you guys when you see this field?
Well, I mean, first we look at that Joe Spungo match there, the Washington football team not wanting to get in. I mean, the NFC East was the joke this year. The Cowboys didn't want in. The Giants didn't want to win it. The football team didn't want in. Philadelphia knew they were out, so they just threw in the towel, halfway through the game last night? After Jalen Hurts runs for 2 and is keeping them in. Eagles just pull their quarterback. But, I mean, why don't you give Tom Brady just give him the bye. I mean, Tom Brady, it's going to be Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers in that one. I mean, the other one, the Browns made it, I guess.
When's the last time a 4-win team or 5-win teams made the playoffs? You know, that's just a joke within itself, you know.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what they were talking about in the NBA is just going a straight 1 through 16 or whatever teams make it because of stuff like that. What's the value of winning a division?
Yeah, I mean,
if the whole division's in the top 10 draft picks for next year.
Seriously, I mean, we're sticking on that one, I guess. But how does that even happen? I mean, just.
And what about the Steelers laying an egg in the last week of the season, starting Mason Rudolph, so they could play the Browns in the first round. Is that going to come and bite them in the rear?
Browns are rolling. The Browns are rolling. I think it might. They haven't showed me anything unless Big Ben's on the field.
I know football players love that bulletin board material. There's no better bulletin board material than losing on purpose so you could play that team the next week.
I mean, was it? They almost pulled it off. The Browns only beat them by like 3 points. It was like 23-25.
And they had all their players back from COVID, so no COVID excuses this week for the Browns.
That one is the who cares one because I think Buffalo is the dark horse here. I think Buffalo is going to take it all. I think they're going to beat Indy. I think they're going to take the AFC and then surprise. I mean, they are hitting on all cylinders right now. Can anyone stop Buffalo? I mean, Tennessee's looking great. Of course, you have the Chiefs. They laid down against the Chargers, didn't play a starter at all. I mean, is that going to kill the Chiefs there? That's 2 weeks without their starters playing. I mean, I thought they would at least have some of their starters go a half against the Chargers.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's 2 full weeks, and, you get 1 week to rest in that. But even with the great Patrick Mahomes, I think 2 weeks in the NFL is too much, especially when you have the Ravens and the Titans playing that game the week before. And, I mean, that's going to be a hard-fought game, and that one's just going to come out, I think.
He's going to be rested. He's going to be rested. I'm just surprised. I can't remember the last time I seen the Browns in the playoffs, the Bills in the playoffs, the Redskins or Washington football team.
Man, it's been like since 2002, I think.
Like, I'm pumped to see these. Like, I'm pumped to see them all in there.
You know what? I think another big story coming out of the NFC too is the Chicago Bears. How about Nick Foles and Mitch Trubisky getting you into the playoffs? You got to at least respect that with those two bad of quarterbacks being your starter for most of the year. How are they still in the? How did they make the tournament?
Same as the Washington football team. It seemed like nobody in the NFC wanted to win that. All the Cardinals had to beat the Rams, and they're in. And then if the Rams lost, the Bears lost, the Rams were in too. I mean, if you're jockeying for your division in there, the Rams should have just laid an egg against the Cardinals once they saw the Bears lost.
Yeah,
get them in. But yeah.
But back over to the AFC. So it seems like consensus. We have two for the Steelers, 1 for the Browns. Is that right? Josh, you going Steelers?
Yeah.
Okay, and then that second game we got Indy and Buffalo. I think all 3 of us are going Buffalo.
I'm going Buffalo.
I'm going Buffalo.
You know what? I think too. I think Josh has a great point there about Mahomes and the Chiefs' high-flying offense. I mean, that's not either if they end up playing Tennessee or Baltimore. Tennessee, I mean, they have a playoff-style football team. Tennessee does the hard ground and pound it style. Make Ryan Tannehill put the ball in his hands. Let him make the right choices when he needs to, not when he has to. I think that's and then even if they do, they get to face last year's MVP and I think they made it to the championship game last year in the Ravens with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
And they're, you know what? They kind of flipped the script this year. They're the best running football team in the league right now. I mean, they have the two-headed attack. Mark Ingram isn't even playing, and they still have one of the better rushing attacks in the league. So I think that's going to be an interesting game too. But I'm leaning towards Tennessee. I'm leaning towards Tennessee to win that game.
This one is the vengeance game, man. Tennessee took out Baltimore last year, so in the playoffs.
In the divisional.
So you're looking at that. I mean, Derrick Henry coming off 2,000 yards. I mean, we were talking about this earlier on the opening drive with Jeff Simmons and J.J. Buck. I mean, what do we see? There's 6 guys, right, who have ever rushed for 2,000 yards. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is a momentous season. And by the way, this is the second Tennessee Titan player to run for 2,000 yards. You had Chris Johnson, and now you're adding Derrick Henry. So what's up, Tennessee? I mean, they can run the ball.
Pick them.
Hey,
pick them.
You want some pick-ems? Lock of the week, right here. I guess we'll do it. I think the Tennessee Titans upset Baltimore. It's going to happen.
He said it.
Is that an upset? No, that's not an upset.
It's not an upset.
But Tennessee takes them. I mean, I think the ground. I'm with Alden here. That ground and pound. Tennessee Titans are going to take that. I don't know if Lamar Jackson has that kind of.
I think he needs more weapons around him too. And what's hard about being a running style quarterback, especially when you have video game highlights such as Lamar Jackson did last season, how are you telling me to not tell this guy to not tuck it and run it,
right,
like on a lot of these plays?
Seriously.
I mean, he's doing superhuman stuff. You know what? He's even putting somebody from our generation, Michael Vick, who had he never won an MVP, but he had some crazy highlights too back in his day. And you know what? Lamar Jackson, we'll see. He had kind of a sophomore slump. But, I mean, the playoffs are the playoffs. Anything can happen.
Playoffs.
But we'll just stick it to the AFC and then go to the NFC. So we'll just say, Jay, who do you got in the Browns versus the Buffalo Bills there in the divisional round?
The Browns versus the Bills? Woo! I want the Browns. I'm going for the Browns.
You're going for the upset?
I'm going for the
upset. You think the Browns are taking it all the way, huh?
I don't think they will. Allen the Bills have been rolling, but I would like to see him because all the trash, all the hate.
You know what, that?
All the hate. See, I'm not going to agree with that. All the hate. The Browns deserve every little bit. Baker Mayfield came out talking smack about everybody. Oh, I don't listen to it. This is the way I am. Well, you should listen to it because you haven't won anything yet, and you can come in with a chip on your shoulder.
It's okay.
That's fantastic. But this year, finally, he's playing, I guess, to what he was drafted. But Baker's, you're basic. I think they're going to get destroyed here. I'm against you on that one. I think the Steelers beat him. I think the Buffalo Bills beat him. I think Baker Mayfield is that. I mean, okay, he had a horrible rookie. I mean, not horrible, but horrible first two. This year he's coming back. I think next year he's just going to get figured out.
No, the
NFL.
The Bills should win.
They should. But all right, Jason's looking for that little 2020 flavor.
So we're going to just lock in and say that for me and Josh, it's going to be the Bills that make it to the championship game. But hey, Ben Roethlisberger in the playoffs, you never know. And if the Browns if Jason's right and they do get to the AFC Championship game, that other team on the other side is very happy. Ecstatic.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If
ecstatic.
The Chiefs, see, I don't think the Chiefs make it past Tennessee there. That's.
And then we'll go back down to that one because me and Josh went Tennessee. Jay, what do you have on that first round? Baltimore versus Tennessee.
We'll go Tennessee.
We'll go Tennessee too. So the three of us got Tennessee versus Kansas City in that divisional game round. You know what? I want the Titans to win so bad.
Is Flacco still on the Ravens?
Flacco? Yeah, Flacco's playing for the Ravens. No problem. Flacco.
Yeah, but I'm going Titans. I like what Vrabel's done with the Titans. You know what? Nobody wanted Ryan Tannehill. They said, you know what? Just let him go. Let him sign with whoever he wants to sign. You know what? He's one of these guys that the Nick Foleses and all those guys of the world. You know what? This guy's actually signed with a different team, and he's actually making the most of it. You know what? They don't ask him to be Mahomes, but he's proven in the last 2 seasons he's been the starter. When he needs to make plays, he does. And I mean, with AJ Brown and Corey Davis, Brown's an elite receiver. But, giving him some better weapons, I think it's been great for Tannehill. And you know what? Vrabel comes from that Belichick coaching tree. What's the one thing that Belichick's teams do? They take away what you're good at doing. And you know what? I could have even called the last game that I watched the Chiefs playing when they I forgot exactly who they were playing, but it was a tight game, and literally, Mahomes is going to try to throw it up to Kelsey on third down every time. You could just call it. He doesn't look anywhere else except Kelsey on third down. I think the Titans are going to prepare for that, and we'll see what kind of game it is. I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game, 42-45 kind of game, because even though the Titans are a running team, they can still put up points, Josh.
They can. I mean, they do have that. They do have a defense to back it up. Do the Chiefs have a defense to back it up? That is the question. I don't know if the Chiefs get in one of those, just run and shoot matches. I think their defense breaks before somebody else's. And granted, I am a Charger fan, so I'm a hater of the Chiefs, but I think this is the year they figured it out. I mean, Patrick Mahomes has taken the league by storm, wowed his rookie, I guess his second year because he sat the bench the first year, played 5 games his rookie year, but wowed him, didn't get there, wowed him last year, got there, but this is the NFL. You cannot dominate this league because defensive coordinators are going to figure you out. You may be able to go through, and that was the regular season, you wowed it. I don't think the Chiefs are going to get to the playoffs and have it as an easy run as they did going through. Even that last loss, they played their second team reserves yesterday and gave the Chargers a good run. The Raiders are the only ones who figured it out, and I think whoever plays them, whether it be Baltimore or the Titans, they just need to watch that game.
I think too that another good point too is that prolific passers. There's been prolific passers who've changed the game before even Mahomes came around. Dan Marino won Super Bowl. Some say he throws the best ball anybody's ever seen. Aaron Rodgers, there's these guys. Even Peyton Manning for a long time there when he only had one for most of his career, 95 or 70% of his career, he only had one Super Bowl. So,
other than Tom Brady, he is the one exception of the quarterback who people couldn't figure out. And that was just, Bill Belichick, Patriot system. But you're right, every dominant quarterback got there, but it is hard to get back. Aaron Rodgers, like you said, they were supposed to dominate those years. Packers made it 1 year. Mike McCarthy fired.
Hey, Kurt Warner, shout out to Kurt Warner
Kurt
too.
Warner guy.
Kurt Warner.
So we'll see what happens in that game. I'm going Titans. Josh, what are you going?
I want to say Titans. I think it's going to be a close game, like you said, or a high-scoring close game. But I don't know. At the end of that one, I said Titans earlier, but I'm backtrack on it. I think the Chiefs pull that one off on one of Mahomes' stupid throws as he's running out of bounds to Kelsey, like you said, even though they know they're going to throw it. But I think the Chiefs will squeak by that one.
How about you, Jay? What do you think? Titans versus Chiefs. Who do you got?
I'm going Chiefs.
He's going Chiefs.
I'm going with the Chiefs. All in all, they've proved themselves. They're staying strong, and like you said, he's just gonna he finds a way.
It'll come down to one stupid play, and he'll pull it off somehow.
Yeah. One last point too. The Chiefs have weapons like nobody's had. Greatest show on turf. Marshall Faulk's the only Hall of Fame player out of those guys. You know what I'm saying? Did Torrey make it?
Kurt Warner got in too. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know if Torrey Holtz.
I'm just saying from the aspect of just straight playmakers.
The skilled players.
Yeah, just the straight playmakers. I remember how hard the Chiefs were when Tony Gonzalez was in his prime, and that was just Tony Gonzalez and Priest Holmes. One of them only made the. And I'm not saying Tyreek Hill's a Hall of Fame player, but you know what, Kelsey, he's probably going to end up in the Hall someday. And these weapons for him, when Sammy Watkins is your third option, you're doing pretty darn good for yourself.
Right.
But let's move on to the championship game. So we got Jay. We'll start with you. You think Browns versus Chiefs?
Yup.
What do you got?
Browns versus Chiefs.
Who's your winner?
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Of course. You gotta advance. You're going with the Josh Brown method of hopes and prayers and that rocking the Browns there.
Just a little bit. I'd like to see
him
get there.
You never know in this world what kind of things can happen too when the playoffs start. Josh, we'll go with yours next.
I'm going
you got
the Bills,
Chiefs,
man. I think the
Bills.
I think the Bills upset the Chiefs here, and the Bills get to your Super Bowl.
You know what? For mine, maybe another Music City miracle might happen. No, it won't happen. But
I don't think so.
You know what? I got Bills versus Titans in the championship game. You know what? I just really like the Titans. I want the Bills to win. They're 0-for in Super Bowls. We got to change that for them. You know what? Josh Allen. Shout out to Mountain West players. People saying Mountain West players aren't can't play with the big boys, can't play with the SECs and all that. Well, Josh Allen, he played in the Mountain West. He's doing pretty darn good for his team.
Doing
it out.
And
Figured it out.
You know what? One thing always is the thing in the playoffs. You have to have a balance, or else you're not going to win. If you have too much of one thing and not of the other, most of the time you're not going to win that championship game. But that's why I picked the Titans and the Bills, because I feel like they're the two most complete teams on all sides of the ball, all facets of the game. But I'm gonna go. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I think I just said Titans, but I think the Bills score too many points to keep it. But you know what? It's 2020. Let's put the Bills in the Super Bowl.
Put the Bills in there.
Let's go Bills. Bills Super Bowl for me. And how much time we got, Jake?
We're at 10 minutes left in this show.
10 minutes
Okay,
left.
so we don't know the NFC as much, so we'll be a little faster.
I'm just pumped to see all those quarterbacks. I would love to see all these quarterbacks battle each other. We got the Breeze, Wilson. I mean,
yeah, so that's a tough one. Okay, so is Goff going to play for the Rams is the big question. So if Goff plays, then that made it a little closer that Seattle probably wins that one. Goff doesn't play. I mean, I don't know who you rely on. So Russell Wilson, you give it to them. I mean, if this is truly, and this is just me picking them here, if this is truly Drew Brees' swan song, everyone say he's gone, they're going to dismantle the Bears. They're going to kill the Bears. It's going to be over. There's no way the Bears beat the Saints if this is truly his last swan song. The team's not going to play like that. They'll get it done. Tom Brady's going to beat the Washington football team.
Okay, so Josh, in the first round, I
got Seattle. Seattle is going to go, and then the Saints are going to go, and then Tampa Bay is going to beat the football team.
How about you, Jason? How about that first round?
We'll go Seattle Saints. I'm going Bucks.
Okay, and I think we can all agree on that first round.
Easily.
Seattle, I think, is the interesting headline because you know what? The last month of the season, they kind of lost their mojo and stuff. And
they really have.
Offensively, they really have. But you know what? Russell Wilson in the playoffs, man. If they're the team, If they get hot, they'll make it all the way. They can they're one of those teams that they're a sleeping giant, but if they get woken up offensively and they start putting up points like they were in the beginning of the season, Seattle's definitely a team to watch out for. So let's go with the divisional round. We got Seattle Seahawks and the New Orleans Saints. Who do you guys got?
See, that one is the tough one there. The same reason I went with the Saints over the Bears, I think the Saints will get it done there. I mean, also there, from last night, you got to see, is Alvin Kamara going to be off that COVID list to play?
Yeah.
Without Kamara, that changes things there because Michael Thomas hasn't been there all year. So, I mean, it's an iffy one, but if Kamara's there, I think the Saints beat the Seahawks.
Yeah.
And
if Kamara's there.
If Kamara's there, I think that's, I mean, the Seahawks have to hope for injuries. I mean, Goff out for the Rams, Kamara gone for the Saints. Yeah, but in that one, I mean, Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers, I guess this is discount double checks, guys. I don't know.
Throw it up.
Green Bay gets back to the NFC Championship on that one, I guess. I mean, that's the biggest toss-up one. I mean, which Bucks team are you going to get? And can the Packers defend the run?
And last year, correct me if I'm wrong, it was Rams Patriots. Was that the Super Bowl?
Niners Patriots.
Or Niners Patriots.
Yeah, in the AFC championship game, the Niners went in there and just destroyed Aaron Rodgers. Then he went back into his normal thing and cried, "Oh, well, I don't have any receivers. I don't have this. I don't have that." Just win.
You know what? That'd be interesting to see. You know, the LA Rams 2 years removed from a Super Bowl. The Saints, who got cheated out of that Super Bowl, if you ask Saints fans. But that'd be an interesting headline. But you know what? Seattle Saints, both with quarterbacks who won a Super Bowl. I'm gonna roll with the Saints, man. I feel like they're just gonna get it done, especially with Kamara and if and when he comes back. I think even without Kamara, they roll the Bears though. I think at least for sure.
Yeah, without Kamara, they still do that.
And then so let's go to that that bottom matchup, we got Buccaneers versus Green Bay. Brady versus Rodgers. What a storyline that makes, man.
Matt, I'm trying to see here. Is it really? I mean,
Like you said, like what Bucks you gonna get? Is Gronk gonna do anything but other than block? Maybe that block is right.
I'm tired of seeing Tom Brady. I mean, just retire. You're the GOAT. You're great.
I mean, if
Just
you're gonna be the
retire.
GOAT, why not let him be like the GOAT? He switched teams.
He is
and
the
won a
GOAT.
Super
I mean, you
Bowl.
proved it this year. The Bucks made it. The Patriots are sitting at home, so it's Brady. Brady is the reason
They're
Belichick won all
starting to
those.
get-
Ended.
And they ended that regular season in the typical Tom Brady fashion, starting to build up
Yep,
for the
building up.
playoffs. But you know what? Offensively, they have a lot. But I will say this: defensively, I like the Bucks a little more on paper than I do the Green Bay Packers on
They
defense.
do look better. I mean, they look better on paper and in games.
So, what are you guys going with, Bucks or Packers in the divisional round?
Bucks.
I'm going to go with the Packers. I don't want to see Tom Brady win another one in a different uniform. He has his. And then, I mean, if that's the case, I don't want to see Aaron Rodgers or Packers win another one. So,
I'm going
Saints.
Bucks. Bucks in Seattle.
Bucks in Seattle.
Okay, Bucks. and
That's your championship game?
That's my championship.
Okay, I'm gonna go Bucks and Saints.
I'm going Packers Saints in that one.
And
Saints.
so Jay, let's go with your Super Bowl pick and a little explanation.
Bucks and Seattle. Yeah, I'm going riding the Bucks.
Riding the Bucks.
Riding Tom to the Super
I
Bowl.
want him to ride the Bucks, but I want the Bucks to lose the Super Bowl. Give Mahomes. It's Mahomes' turn.
So you got Kansas City going back from the AFC. You think
Back to back.
So you got Kansas City playing old Tampa there in that Super Bowl. Okay, and who? Let's just end it there. Who you going with? You going with Mahomes or Brady?
Mahomes.
Mahomes. Okay.
Give Brady a taste.
Trying to taste that. I don't like the way that tastes.
Do that taste.
I'm gonna go with. I mean, like I just said, the Saints. The Bills are my pick then, and I think the Bills get it. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
And mine, I picked Saints and Bucks to make the NFC Championship.
Yes,
game.
sir. That's your NFC Championship. Who you got going there from the NFC?
I like the Saints coming out.
The old man Breeze,
Yeah.
Saints going in. The younger of the two old men.
I kind of want to pick the Bucks, but you know what? I'm with you there, Josh. Brady, you've done enough. 20 years is enough, man.
Brady and Breeze.
You don't got nothing to prove. You know what? Breeze is getting mad that Brady's right there with him, and
in the statistics.
yeah,
Yeah.
the statistical competition that they got going there with the touchdown passes.
That's
record.
that's touchdown passes, yards, everything.
Yeah.
See, that's just Tom Brady being a jerk. Tom, you have 5 rings. Drew has 1. Give him the other accolades.
You know what? And I want to see Drew in the Super Bowl against the Bills. I want to kind of want to see Drew Brees with his kids grown up with the same shot with the headphones.
Take that
Now that he's all
nostalgia, yeah.
grown up.
Kid there without the headphones this
Yeah.
time. This time he can.
But at the end of the day, it's 2020. Buffalo Bills.
We're taking it.
You're Super Bowl champions. That's what I'm going with.
Chris Berman always says nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. And can you imagine the destruction of tables that will be around the United States if the Buffalo Bills win? I'm just saying.
There ain't no more hospital beds.
Nope.
Not enough.
There's not enough. But maybe we shouldn't want the Buffalo Bills there because I mean the Bills Mafia is nuts, man.
They invented it.
Like somebody was telling me yesterday, we were talking about the Buffalo Bills, and I guess they played one game where fans were allowed in. It might have been down at Miami this year, and every Walmart within like 10 square miles was out of folding tables because all the
crashing
Buffalo.
them.
Yeah, Bills Mafia went and bought them out, man. So
Yeah.
Bills Mafia is crazy. That's why I want to see it.
So we got 2 Bills and a Chiefs. So we're keeping it in the AFC.
AFC wins it again.
And you know what? I think that's it's a more complete league on that AFC side. But
how we rolling on time?
15 seconds.
Ooh.
Perfect.
We'll see you guys next
That's
week.
how I do it. Hey, we like it. Welcome back. Happy New Year, everybody. It's going to be a great year.
Look on the website for the show times.
Yeah.
Superstar.